Glean, Kentucky gathers and redistributes excess fresh produce to Kentuckians facing food insecurity. And today they are celebrating their 14th birthday.
So Executive Director Ben Southworth joins us to tell us more about the organization and how they've grown over the 14 years. First, I know we just told you, but congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
That is a huge deal. Tell us a little bit. Let's backpedal. I know we've talked about it before. Tell us a little bit about what the organization does.
Sure. So we were founded 14 years ago by this group of home gardeners who had too much produce. And they figured if they were having that kind of luck, that the real farmers in grocery stores, farmers markets, they were having similar issues. So they got together and started going to the Lexington Farmers Market, picking up that fresh produce and delivering it to agencies throughout Lexington. They had a goal of 1,000 pounds of produce by the end of the year. In just 6 months, they did 37,000 pounds back in 2010.
Wow.
So the rest has just kind of blown up from there, and we're doing groceries and farmers markets, home gardeners all over the state now.
You know, it's kind of a year-round thing where we talk about food insecurity in Kentucky and how you can help for food pantries. What, I guess, like inspired reaching out, like you said, to those farmers markets, these fresh produce to help with food insecurity?
Right. So they had that personal experience of knowing that they had excess produce, and they kind of looked into it and found that 40% of the food produced in our country just goes to waste. It isn't eaten, it gets graded out at processing plants, it just never gets out of the field. One way or the other, it gets wasted, all while roughly 1 in 6 Americans are food insecure, and that's the same right here in Kentucky. So they figured maybe we can solve both those problems at once by, helping get produce from point A to point B, and, we've done 2.5 million pounds ever since then.
Wow.
So
it's incredible.
How are we celebrating 14 years?
So the big thing right now is it's the first day of spring, so that's always good for us. We're always looking for volunteers, especially right now. We're gearing up for harvesting season as the farms are starting to see things kind of sprout up. We need volunteers here in Lexington and Bowling Green, up in Oldham County. We're doing a little bit of a fundraiser today, just trying to get some yearly and monthly donors back on the list. But mostly we're keeping our heads down and keeping with the work.
Awesome. If people want to celebrate with you, how can people sign up to be a volunteer?
Yeah, so they can always go to gleanky.org, where they can find information about us, about the work we do, and also about how to become a volunteer. They can also call or text. We can text on our main line to 859-444-4769 for more information.
Okay, what if someone is suffering from food insecurity? How can they get in contact with you all? Should they go the same process?
So we actually work really kind of more at the agency level. So we have dozens of partner agencies here in Lexington and Bowling Green, up in Oldham County, that we deliver to, that are already doing that feeding work, but we just want to supplement that with excess fresh produce. We figure they're the experts and they know their people, so we just want to make that better for them.
I was going to say, I got to ask, when people are coming out to help support y'all and to volunteer, what kind of goes into volunteering? Are people going around like gathering produce? What goes into being a volunteer?
So I think it's a really great volunteer experience. If you're going out to glean at a grocery, for instance, you're usually done inside of 90 minutes, a lot of times less than an hour. You're going and seeing the full chain of gleaning. You're picking up from the stores, you're driving it, putting in your car, and then delivering to one of these agencies. You're getting to meet their volunteers and their clients and their staff. And then there's always farm gleaning. So we'll put you on a text list, and if we have a farm contact us, we'll call you and text you and let you know that we need help. And you can come out and harvest with us and see what it's like to get out on a farm.
Well, thank you so much for being here. And again, 14 years, that is a big deal. If you're looking to contact them, the number and all of their information is right there on the screen.
Yeah, I got to ask one more question real quick. I was going to say 14 years. You guys, obviously the need is still present. What do you think has made you all so successful for the past 14 years?
I think it's our volunteers. We've been founded by volunteers. We've always had this kind of grassroots feel, I think, to us, and we've maintained that for 14 years. We have a lot of the same folks, our founders, and some of those founding volunteers still gleaning with us, 2 or 3 times a week, even today. I can call them, I can text them and ask them for advice, and they've made all the mistakes, they've learned all the lessons, so hopefully I don't have to, and the rest of our staff doesn't have to. So we're just surrounded by really incredible, good people.
And if there's ways that people, if they aren't volunteering, is there ways you can see like which grocery stores and farmers markets are participating with Glean? Is there like a site where we can kind of make sure we go and prioritize, I guess, those locations?
Sure. So yeah, we have all the partners that we work with on our website. We also, always shouting them out on our social media as well, just to show pretty pictures of produce and say thanks to them. Yeah.
This is such a good cause. I'm so excited. India and I will have to sign up to volunteer, right?
Please,
India?
yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Well, happy birthday one more time.
Thank you. Yeah.